But first, is it time to admit that Brexit was just a big mistake?
The point is, if you're going to do a job, do it properly. We trusted the Tories to do the job properly, and fundamentally they haven't.
Remember what Richard Tice just said there, the Tories didn't do the job properly. It's a bit strange then that during the following argument he fundamentally contradicts himself several times. It's not that easy to spot because he says stuff with such assurance, but let's carry on and I'll point it out.
But I'm sorry, Gemma, all that stuff, all those people you've quoted, the Bloombergs, the Reuters, they all said...
OBR.
Right, the OBR, what? Is that like one of the worst forecasting organisations we've got that's never accurate? Again,
Reuters,
always wrong.
Goldman Sachs.
They said, let's take the city. They said 75,000 jobs will be lost in the City of London. They now admit, sheepishly, it's about 7,500. They were completely wrong. Let's just get the facts. The facts are our economy, since we left at the end of 2020, has grown faster than Germany, France and Italy.
Let's focus in on Tice saying the economy had been doing well under a Tory government. Well, surely that means he's saying the Tories hadn't messed it up as bad as he originally said. Oh, but here's the thing.
We're all sluggish because of completely different factors, mainly to do with high energy prices, net zero, raising taxes and not deregulating. There's a reason why the US is growing at 3% a year and we're not growing at all. It's because of cheap energy, daft, burdensome regulations getting in the way. That's the reason why.
So ironically, the only version of Brexit that could have been a win, which would have been awful, would be like the Liz Truss version. Deregulate everything. Make us like Singapore. Don't believe in the NHS.
Singapore's a very successful high-growth economy.
Absolutely, but it's a very different way to the way that Brits like to live. And we like things like the NHS. We like to live in recession.
The game Tice plays here is one where he's trying to portray on the one hand the country is not doing as bad as you'd think and Brexit isn't to blame, so that then he can push the other point that we could be doing so much better with less regulations and net zero and all the other stuff. Finally, in this next part, it seems he says the Tories have fed money into the NHS. So here again, it sounds that the Tories, in Tice's opinion, had done better than originally stated.
And a lot of people voted for Brexit because they thought that all that money was going to be going into the NHS, which was a complete and utter lie.
Nonsense, Gemma. More money's gone into the NHS than even was talked about on the side of the bus.
I won't have that. No, because that
absolutely
figure...
know that's right.
No, that figure includes PPE lane money, and it also includes the 37 billion from test and trace. No, they include that in the overall figure.
Click here for another round of Tice versus Forte in Has Brexit Failed?